just left me hanging.
Oh, I don't know what you did.
So embarrassing.
I don't know what you did. Welcome back to the Check-In Podcast. My name is Megan.
And my name's Amy.
And today we're going to be discussing products, retail, and kind of your safety checks around those things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I've not even told you about the range that we might bring in. They sent us loads of samples. They sent us loads of samples. They arrived last week, the end of last week. I've been testing them out at home. And I was thinking of bringing it in before Christmas, but I think that's just, I don't know what I was thinking there.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the range?
Elemental Herbology.
Elemental Herbology.
So it's not like, I'm still debating at the moment. I really love the range that we use. And I feel like it's pretty safe for most of our clients. Elemental Herbology is like based on the elements and like matching you to elements. Different seasons might mean you want or need something different.
Oh, that's nice.
It's got, I used to use it at the Crescent.
I was gonna say I've seen this these products
before.
Yeah.
And the products are really lovely and they've got a really nice range of things, and you can do it a few different ways with them. You can do it retail, you can do it professionally. So you've got options. If you do it professionally, then a trainer will come in and teach us. And I don't know what I was thinking, that we would be able to have the teacher come in and train us.
No, I think
all before the end of the year.
I think that's the thing. If it was just a case of like product switch for product switch, does that make sense? Like for like kind of, but just a different brand.
And that's my other thing.
But
is she teaches us like their training protocol, and
it's not your vibe.
I just don't like things routine. It's
very
I
like
don't want to do
go with
3
the flow.
strokes of anything.
No.
Like
No. Why can't I go?
So I don't know. Like I do want to use their products. I've been using.
I think it'd be interesting to see how they do it, like to do that, but then just not follow our, because they might have some different.
Yeah, I even think for like Hannah and Sam, and even for us as well. Like just learning is always good in my eyes.
And I also think product knowledge is easier when you are being walked through it.
Yeah,
than
so
like just having the products
online
through
now.
Oh, okay.
Like a week before, because when I did the training at Crescent, it was like for a solid week, and obviously it's quite full on. But then you're like in a week of training, and like that's what it is. But now they do like the theory side, I guess, all online the week before, and that was the other thing. It was going to be like next week that she needed the theory to be done.
Oh god!
And I was like, oh no, that doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
So that has to be the new year. And also at the moment, I think it's way too much, like with what's going on and whatnot.
Still got. My gosh, sorry. We've still got like Sam settling in and stuff. I mean, she's pretty much there, but like, yeah, it'd be good to have maybe
fresh.
like a couple months and then go into something new, because they've really just learned our products that we've got.
Exactly. So that will be a next year thing now, which isn't far.
I just had a look at the exfoliators.
They do
they look nice.
This like more of a chemical exfoliant, and that was really, and that's kind of the thing that I absolutely love the most.
But that's the thing, because with our products that we use right now, the only product from that line that I don't like absolutely love is the exfoliator.
Yeah, the pore refining scrub. Yeah.
And so we do use an external, like we use another brand for that.
That arrived today actually at my mum and dad, so that's great.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'd be nice to have something.
Yeah, try something new, because I've had that since I've started now. So it's been a good few years, and it's nice to change it up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also I feel like the connections will be better, as in like it will feel more in keeping with what we're doing. I mean, they have a whole body range and like scrub, and because if you think at the moment we've got Medicate, we then got our facial oils with scrub, and then we've got another place that we get our enzyme masks and normal masks, and another place where we get our inhalation stuff, and then another place where we get our head scalp.
Yeah, so at the moment we kind of look and we're like, oh, we use the one brand, but actually when you look at the full thing, there's quite a few different,
like little bits and bobs,
then
and for
our own
us order
lux as
inside.
well,
Yeah. So that's
like
gonna
6
be the
different
thing.
things, yeah.
Elemental will have all the facial stuff. They have inhalations, they have a scalp thing, and scrubs and facial oils. So that will cover that. And then the body side will be covering because we have our own products coming. So by the time this comes out, it should have launched, hopefully. Our photo shoot, this is my main stress at the moment, and I feel, which is why I've been stressed, because it was moved a week forward. So Antoine being Antoine, it's too soon. Like originally with the original date, which was his birthday, the 24th of October. Then she messaged to move it a week sooner. And I thought, well, like the timescales of things, I'm always trying to think ahead, thinking, well, we want to get out there before cyber sales and then obviously have cyber sales on the products. So I'm like, well, it needs to come out kind of quicker. So it's been such a last minute panic because I mean, some stuff hasn't arrived, but the products have shipped out this morning to her house. I mean, she only lives not far from here, so... But hopefully they'll arrive, the rest will arrive today, tomorrow, and then I can get them to her. But it's just been such a last minute push. And also when you do something like this, like the amount of money you spend trialing, like, and obviously Antoine's really creative.
Yeah.
But if something's not right, he'll be like, no, that's not right. And I'll look at it like, no, we've spent hundreds of pounds already, like trying to get it right, and it's not right. Obviously, like if maybe you know me or the history, like we had L'Amour range, so a lot of it will be moving over, and then we have a few new things that will be coming out, but it is more of a body care range, like body oils, body balms. I guess we go for it. Body oils, body balms, bath soaks, and then the new products.
Oh, I didn't know about this. Do I?
Yeah. The new products is the cork ball, so it's like self-massaging.
Wait, what? We spoke about this, but
Yeah.
briefly. I didn't know you were going for it.
Yeah, because we love using it at home, and basically it's using a cork ball against your muscles, but like against a wall.
Yeah.
So you'd put it between the wall and your body, and you'd be working on the muscles.
Amazing.
So it's a good way to like self-massage in a way without, if like in between appointments. Antoine's idea was like an aftercare kit almost. So that's one of the things that we've been waiting on, because we've got the balls branded, but that's not arrived, so that's great. And we've got the bags branded. All those things are like a lot more expensive because it's like, well, getting branded instead of us putting... I feel like before with L'Amour, I would like stamp the bags.
Yeah.
Now we're getting them professionally printed, so it'll be like a different level to like improve our branding, but it's just more expensive.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, it's where it needs to go.
That's such a nice add-on to what we do, because I feel like we send people home with home care, but it would be nice to actually
be like, oh,
say,
you
like,
could use
you
this.
can use this,
Yeah.
this will help, rather than like, oh, you could like have a look online and try and find something that's along the lines of this.
Yeah.
You just have it ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one that I'm most excited about. There's loads of things that we will launch, but like that won't launch now. That will be more things like that, like a gua sha or so on. Another one's a candle. I mean, that has been
I know about the candle.
such trial and error.
The Lux signature, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be called After Dark. Antoine's like face like about the candle because it's taken so long.
Yeah.
I personally think I'm getting there, but I was definitely one of those people that we've done wax melts before, and we've done wax melts with L'Amour, but like the candle situation is a whole different. Getting the like scent right, as in like the scent throw on it when it's hot and cold, and as well us wanting to use like a certain wax that's maybe like better for you to inhale has been tricky because it's like a bit softer.
This is exactly,
it's tough.
my friend was going through this and she was telling me, because you think, oh, candles, like it's just wax with a bit of fragrance, but it's a lot of work that goes into it.
And for wax melts, I felt it, I don't want to say it was easy, but it felt really easy to get that formulation right compared to a candle. And also I feel like we have made ourselves a bit trickier because all of our bottles are clear. So like the adhesion of the wax on the glass and making sure that's seamless. And even with the balms, they used to be in amber jars. Now they're in clear jars. So like the amber jar over there, you can't see what the the balm looks like inside.
Yeah.
But you really can, like, you can now. So that's been tough. And yeah, we've got a gift set, and that's got like a branded sleeve. So that's not arrived yet. So all the branded stuff hasn't arrived yet, but the main stuff is on its way to her. And I think that's all that there is for now. I think.
So exciting.
Yeah, I'll be happy once it's launched because it's taken up so much time. And just for us to know, like, and even with the labels and stuff, it's just taken ages to get the right, like, label material, just for it to look right and for us to be happy. And it's been a push on time. If we had another week, I think we'd be okay, but we'll just go with what we've got. I'm a bit like, because the photo shoot is quite an expense, I want to have everything photo shoot and this is my other one of my other issues, or not an issue, but for me to understand that now there's quite a few moving parts with like Luxemore, and I'm not like the sole person that does it all now, in the sense of like the letting go a little bit, and also having to other people's opinions and adjust to other people's opinions is a bit of like, it's much bigger than just myself now. So that's a bit of a task, because Antoine's opinion, who does the design and stuff, will be like, and I agree to an extent, like, don't push it till it's ready. Obviously you want to like uphold the brand name, like in a good reputation. But then also the other side is like, when you're paying all this money, you feel like, no, I want to get it done for this photo shoot instead of us paying another amount further down the line. But yeah, he is right in a way, but
I think you're both right in both ways.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of money, you want to get the most out of
that.
It's
finding that sweet spot where it's
but
like...
But then, you obviously don't want to put forward stuff that's not
quite there yet.
Yeah.
So at least like the balms, the salts and the oils, like, we're quite solid on. Like, they look good, and it's different to get used to it though, because we were having the conversation the other day, like, because all of the L'Amour products were in amber bottles, like that was like the uniform of it, but now everything's in clear, like everything's in clear jars, but because you can see all of the products, it's like, well, the bath salts obviously have got pink and white, the balms are like a off-whitey colour, and then the oil's different again, so it's like finding that unison but in a different way now.
It all looks really good though, and the packaging is nice. Megan came in one day with a couple of different options, and I don't know if we helped assist there, but we all went for the same thing.
Yeah, you went for the same thing, and that's what we've gone for.
I haven't seen the final thing, but I've seen like mock-ups of it, and it looks so nice.
Over the next week I'll have to start changing out the products. I need to get a new shelving unit out there.
I was just going to say, how are we going to display this all? Because it's going to be...
I found a couple of shelving units.
The products we've had have been a little bit on the like
back seat.
Yeah, because
like in the
they've been there, but we've not pushed
anything. And
so it'll be nice to have a full like little display area of all the products and the different things.
I've seen something nice on Habitat actually. I've seen one nice on Habitat, but I'd get two of them. But I've seen this other bookshelf on Urban Outfitters, which I love, but it's like £600 for this bookshelf.
Oh God. Yeah.
So it really does add up. But mainly this just to lead us into different things that you can do, like the retailing side of things. Like for me, we want to bring a brand of products out to extend the experience so you can take it home with you. But it's also a good way to expand the business because we're obviously based in Bristol, but from my previous experience, like with the products, the audience that you can reach can obviously be much greater, and it could be like worldwide really, rather than this business like Luxemore Studio, like the service-based side, it will attract like locals or people traveling to this area to have a treatment with us, where we can now reach a wider audience, which is what we want as we expand. That will also help us. But if you don't want to do products yourself and you have no interest in that side of things, because it does take a lot of work, like having your retail store.
Definitely.
And retail products, because
it's such an extra. Like for my business, I don't make my own products, but I do sell the retail products of the brand that I use, and it is just that little extra boost. Like you look at your day and you're like, okay, this is what I'm earning, and then you like upsell, like obviously recommending the correct products to the correct clients, but you upsell those products, and then at the end of the day you've got an extra however much it is. And
exactly,
realistically all you've done is recommend a product. You're not pushing it on them, but it doesn't hurt to doesn't hurt to have them.
And if people are dedicated to a service, like a lot of, I don't even know what the saying is fully, but like when you have hair removal or you have a facial, obviously you might have that appointment once a month or once every 6 weeks or whatever it is, but in between that, at home, you're still taking care of your body or your face every day. So
you have to
have the aftercare and that bit at home, like exfoliating before having a treatment with yourself. Before having a removal. Like, and if you can sell that scrub, then
and as well,
why not?
Your product, your clients are always going to get a better result or experience, not just from my service, but like nails, everything like that. They're always going to get a better result and better experience every time they come if they're doing the home care, like if they're giving themselves the aftercare advice. Same with the stuff that we do here. So as you're going to give them better results each time they come, and they're still buying products from you, which is going to carry, like that's what's going to give them the better results in between. So you're making money off of that, but they're also benefiting. I think it's really important if you're selling products to make sure that they do really like resonate with the service that you're doing. I've worked in some places where they've had a few like random products, and it's not worth it to have, because you don't sell them, it's dead stock. And then
your not your last place, but your place before that, they had a big, when you were on reception, they had a big retail area, didn't they?
Very big, and
a lot of products to almost like, when I went past, it was almost like a store, like a retail store.
It is. So they do facials and things, and they have a full like Clarins range. They have the full thing. They're like a Clarins store. So they had all of these products.
Almost like,
so
not a
like
Space and K like type thing, but it looked like it has
lots of different brands in there. But so the facials that they do, they stock all of the products that they would use in those facials. So then it's like at the end of that treatment, so it was a big salon and I was a receptionist, so the therapist would come out with like a form and would say like, oh, these are the products I'd recommend, or I have recommended to the client. So then I was like aware of if the client was potentially going to go for it or not, and more often than not people did. And that's the thing, it's like, I don't think, obviously that was a massive salon, you don't need as an extensive range as that, but just having like a good few products
option.
People can go for. But I definitely think it's better to go for products that complement your service, because saying that with that like store, they had loads of products which are amazing, but then we also had sections where no one went near because it didn't fit with the treatments we were doing. It was a nice product, nothing wrong with it, but it didn't fit in with the treatments that we were doing. So definitely.
And it don't have to be big, it can be something really small, like with the nails. if you're recommending them to oil their cuticles often,
Yeah.
if you don't sell it and they can't buy it from you, then the likelihood is that after you've left that appointment, they might not get a cuticle oil at all.
You can tell someone, like,
Or-
you need this, but unless it's in their face and they can buy it easy access, they're probably not going to buy it.
Oh, yeah. Like, yesterday, I went to the dentist, and they're like, oh, we sell this floss here. And this was, like, the dentist telling me. If they had said that to me when I was checking out, like, the product was there, and they were like, oh, they recommended this floss to you, I would have been like, oh, okay, I'll get that now.
I get that.
Like, you've
I'm
already
so bad.
built the
If
rapport.
I get
that from my mum. It's
anything-
awful.
If I get recommended anything, like if I go to a hairdresser, things like that, and they say like, oh, this would be good for you, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And if
I'll
it's
get it,
there,
'cause I want it to be
you're more
good.
than likely to
Yeah.
buy it. It's the same with when you rebook your client in. If you do it then and there, they're more likely to get booked in.
Yeah.
If you have the... I'm sorry. If you get the products there, then they're more likely to buy the products then and there. And that's the good thing about the new range, is that we'll have the retail products, so we can be like, oh, we've used these products and this is...
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get a bit worried as therapists, or like we start thinking, oh, like that seems really expensive to buy all these products. And it's none of our business really, because people have money and they're willing to spend the money. I remember one time I was like that, and at the Crescent, but it was with Elemental, and I mean, I had this guy client, and he had like a massage facials, and obviously the hotel was maybe like, I don't know, definitely upwards of $250 a night, but it could be $1,000s a night. So they had a lot of money to spend, but still, when you've just done this one facial and then you've got all these products together, because we used to do like, oh, we'll leave the products we recommend at reception for you, and often they'd pick it up or they'd say no, and it must have been like 7-8 products. It was like, yeah, I'll take them all. And it was like £600 worth, and I remember thinking, what the fuck? And I was like worried, like, oh, I've like suggested like, and I'm almost saying to myself like, but you don't need to get XYZ, like almost, I don't know, compensating for myself. And it was like, no, I'll get it all. I was like, oh, okay. That's fantastic. But like, people are willing to spend, and sometimes people have more money than you might imagine.
And I think as well, if you sort of target it from the front of, this is going to help you between now and your next service, or this is going to help get a better result for your next service, people will want to do it. Like, it's why wouldn't you want to improve your results? Why wouldn't you want to upkeep things? I think it's very real that to say to someone, you know, you only see me once a month, you need to be doing your home care in between.
Home care is such a big factor of getting the most out of your treatments.
In every treatment in this industry, if you're not doing your home care, then, you know, your monthly treatments are great, but you definitely
There's still
need
like
to be.
so many. And also, I think we mentioned like earlier, it's another way of building some money for yourself as well, without overstretching yourself in the treatment room. Because I was thinking, like, even if you give yourself a target of, say, £50 a day, £100 a day, it doesn't seem like that much. But if you did £100 over like a month, say like 30 days, then that's £3,000. So it really adds up and quickly. And if you had a little online store, and especially with social media now, your audience could be further afield, they might still choose to buy from you, and you can build in that way.
We used to ship stuff out to people when I was in that salon, like people who used to come to us and then like moved away and could no longer come to us but still knew that they could get their products from us, things like that, like,
and trusted, because you've already built that relationship with them, because they've been coming to you, they know what you do, you've built a trust and a rapport with them, so it's nice. So that's like another avenue to go down.
I think as well, sometimes people worry about the initial costs of things, because sometimes that can be a bit daunting, because you are putting money out in that side of things before you're getting it back in. But I think just start slow with it. You don't need to buy the full range. Just buy like the things, like if you're a nail tech, obviously your cuticle oil, like most people will have a moisturizer at home, but a cuticle oil they might not have.
Start smaller.
Same with like hair removal, your most important thing is your exfoliation at home, so maybe start with that. It's that kind of thing, like maybe go with the most important one, grab a couple of items and then see how that goes.
Yeah.
And as you start making money back in, you'll be able to get more products, but
Yeah,
you don't need to
always
like
start
jump
small.
into the full range. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just a few little key pieces.
That
And
you know
remember,
that you can
you're buying it, you want to look for places where you can buy it in at trade price.
Yes. Oh,
so you're not
definitely.
buying it in at full price. You need to have a wholesale like connection with them, or a trade connection. So most companies offer that, so always ask.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for places like Fair and Anchor Store are wholesale sites where you can order in bulk, and then you'd be able to
And
save.
I think as well with Fair, I don't know if they still do it. I don't know if it was because it just
Oh yeah,
opened,
they
but
do like a first order.
Yeah. But they give you
type
quite
thing.
a lot of money off of things, and like again, I don't know if it's the same, but I remember one place I worked, the first order she got like £100 off her
Yeah, I
first
think
order.
it was £100.
Might not be. I think it's a bit more established now, so it might not be as much. But,
definitely check that out.
Definitely have a look, because if you can get.
And also with that, like it doesn't even. Like even with you can get food, drink on those websites.
Yeah.
And obviously you could either gift that to your client at the service, like incorporate it in their cost, or you could sell those things as well if you wanted to. Like, oh, we sell a drink for £1 and you've bought it at 50p. Might only be a 50p margin, but like sell a few of them and it will start to build up.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be big. But the other side of that is obviously if you do want to sell your own products, just a few things that obviously, I feel like there's a bit of a misconception, or I think this has come between like the pandemic time when people started making a lot of products themselves.
Definitely.
You can't just sell a product
that you've made
at home yourself. Like you can make the product at home, but it has to be safety checked.
Yeah. The only way I think you can like gift it, so like you can hand stuff out for free, but can you do that? I think you can hand stuff out for free.
mean,
you can't.
Yeah, it's that exchanging currency.
What I would
where
like
someone's buying it.
For an example, like I know someone who's doing brows and stuff, and like obviously castor oil is supposed to be quite good.
Yeah.
And so then she like hands out a little castor oil thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then if you're gonna start like blending things yourself and then you want to sell it.
Yeah.
That's what you can't do.
For one, even with like anything that I guess anything you give to someone has the potential to be an issue if you haven't had it safety checked. Like, it's not necessarily like, it's quite hard to say. For example, like the castor oil in a bottle, like you've brought that from someone, it's gonna probably be safe. If for some reason, though, that you've given that to somebody and they've had a reaction, like the liability really comes to you because you've given them something and they've trusted it and they've had a reaction.
And also, I guess it's a bottle with no information on.
Yeah.
Don't give anyone anything.
Yeah.
Don't give anyone anything. I think we had this situation at a salon before, and I remember that's what they'd said at the salon, but I've not done anything to do with this stuff.
Yeah.
So listen to Megan, not me.
If you had like a range, like Medicate range, or Elemental range, and you've bought stuff from them, obviously they've done their safety checks and you can gift that to someone. It's if one hasn't got any of the ingredients on there, contact information, what it is, like that's not something, because that could go to anyone. Someone could pick that up at any point, and now who's like, what is inside this? Like, who knows? And I think it's so nice that people have started making products. It's lovely, but it's not always safe. And for you, it might be like, for me, for example, touch wood, I've not really had an allergic reaction to anything in my life. I'm not sensitive to products pretty much at all. I'm quite like a safe person. Like I would try anything on myself. I'm quite a safe person in that respect. But the next person might be really super sensitive. And now you've given them something that they might be allergic to. They don't know what's inside of it. You've said it's this, but actually does it contain something else? It's just not safe, and you could be completely liable for it. And especially if you're like a sole trader, if you're like in a limited company, and you're like the director, obviously it will fall to the limited company. But if it fell just solely on a sole trader, you might have to spend thousands of pounds on an insurance claim to like actually pay out. So making products is lovely, bake them for yourselves. But if you want to sell them, then you need to get something called a cosmetic safety report. And you can search it online. It's like CSPR, Cosmetic Safety Product Report. And it takes some time. So when I did L'Amour, I had to send off for it. I can't even think how long it took now. It did take a good few months.
I was going to say, I remember you telling me about it, and I remember it was like at least a few months.
Yeah. It was a good few months. I'm talking maybe 4+ months, I think.
Yeah.
Some places are quicker, probably now. And it's I don't say it's a lot like popular now, but there's always been loads of products. But you might be able to find places quicker. You don't actually send the product off, but you send the procedure of making the product, the ingredients, where you buy it from, how much you're using, the information on the packaging, your insurance company.
It's a whole process.
It's a real process. So it's not something that should be taken lightly, because it's someone's safety at the end of the day. And if someone has a reaction and God forbid it came back on yourself, it could go really sour. So if you want to sell, that's fantastic, but just do the right things to sell your products. It's not as easy as just like making up a nice product and adding some nice essential oils and everything smelling great. And
I think sometimes it's like some of the products that can be used for certain things can be quite like seem like, oh, it's just a simple, a few oils here and a few oils there. Like it's nothing too much to worry about. But no, you're exactly right. The worst thing is, well, I just think about it anyway, like even with the products that we use, like even in like Medicate and stuff like that, like my worst nightmare would be for like if someone got a reaction from it, I'd just feel really bad. Even though it's not our fault, the product, there's nothing wrong with the products or anything like that. I would just feel really bad. Just the fact that someone has a reaction
and that's
in general,
safety
and
checks.
that's completely like probably to the next level because of the level. Like it's such a massive brand. So then imagine like the how you feel a bit like bad about that. Imagine
what you would feel.
Like, if
and
someone
some
had it
people
from your
aren't
product
aware about it, and as soon as you're aware about it, like that's when you need to sort it out. Like, what was it? It's in like Breaking Bad or something where they were like doing the books and the lady acted like a fool or something. And it's like, if you don't know about it and you genuinely don't know about it, then one, you should have done your research. But two, sometimes you just don't know until you know. It nearly put me off even making products before, just the whole procedure of it.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. I don't think I'll ever make products.
Yeah. It's
just because it's such a huge thing. Even this now, like you've made the product, just even this getting everything together, like there's so much more to it.
It's very time
like
consuming.
I said, you might think, oh, a few oils here, a few oils there, but it's not. It's everything that goes with it, the branding, the packaging, how you make it, the different levels, the different blends. Like it's not a simple thing.
Yeah, the testing.
But like, it's huge. And like the testing process, having to write down every single step that you do and making sure that you've written everything down, not missed anything out, written down all the products where you've got it's too much for my little head. I'm like, oh,
it is. And people take, and obviously even further is like recording each batch that you make, and like because things can get recalled if something turns out to be like X, Y, or Z, and you need to recall that batch, you should be able to track it. I had when I launched the brand, like L'Amour, a few years ago, and one lady messaged and she said, oh, like I'm making up these like bags, and I don't like to be the person that kind of like crushes like not dreams but like
plans people's plans.
I don't want to be in anything that's not really my business as such. And she messaged, she said, oh, do you know that you need da da da? So someone must have told her. And I was like, yeah, I do. And she was like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop selling. And I was like, yeah, like I sent her the place I went, but like people just don't know. I mean, she started selling them again now, and I'm pretty sure that she probably hasn't got them tested, because obviously that does also cost a lot of money to have something safe, like for the foreseeable future. And then also the other thing is like if you're gonna sell outside of like the UK now, because of like Brexit, you have to register your product in like a European country to then sell the product over there. So there is like a lot of different hoops that you need to go through, and to make sure it's safe. It's good because it's like quite regulated in that sense that everything should be a certain way, but it is a lot of work.
To me, it sounds like it's such a great thing, and it's such a good way to like make more money, expand your business, get your business out there, exactly what you've said. But it is not a simple,
it's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, it's a hard
but there's other
process.
options like doing the retail products if you want to do.
But yeah, for me, I don't think I'll ever make products. I feel like it would stress me out way too much.
Yeah,
a little bit weak in that way. No, I am. Like, I would just be so stressed with that. So for me to be able to sell the products that I already use and the products that I know work and that have all the safety testing, I buy them myself and then I make a little bit of money off them.
Yeah,
that works well
takes
for me.
the edge off it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
So there's definitely options out there. But and it extends the service. So definitely something to look into if you haven't already. Because
I do think whatever way you go, I think everyone should.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny. Some people like fully go for it, and then other people. And to be honest, I've not really gone for it with the beauty products, because sometimes I'm like, it is stock on the shelf and it is money on the shelf. But then people ask for it, and if it's not there when people ask,
people do ask. I've had a few, especially, I don't know why, maybe like season change.
Yeah,
I've had a few with the facial products say like, oh, can I buy like this?
Yeah, can I buy this?
That?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
And it's sometimes expected. For those people, have a little something. And also, even if it just gets them thinking, like, oh, they sell products here, let me check that out. It's just like a little bow, another little strand to your bow.
String.
I said that wrong 3 times then. So yeah. But otherwise, I think that wraps up today's video.
Yeah.
So make sure you are following us on all of our social media platforms.
Yeah.
It is Luxemore Studio on all of them. And if you are watching our podcast or listening to our podcast, make sure whatever platform you're listening or watching to, you're subscribed to us. And we will catch you next time. For now, my name's Megan.
And my name's Amy.
We're checking out.